and reflected on today about his life after early fame.
And I've got my head on straight, my soul and dignity is intact. Like, I've had a really wonderful journey.
How long do you hope this goes on?
For a long time. Until the audience stops laughing.
20 years from now, 25 years from now, if somebody comes up and says, hey, you know what, I think it'd be a great idea. Let's revive the Huxtables. We'll cast Theo in the role of Clip with a Theo of his own.
No, I don't see it. I don't see it, man.
There are just some people you just don't really expect to die. I know that sounds really weird, but not in the moment. You expect them to. It's not that you don't think they're ever going to die. That would be ridiculous because none of us can escape death. But you just don't expect them to die so young and so soon. You expect for them to live long lives. And when you hear the news that they die, it's kind of like a shock. Like, there's just absolutely no way. This was not on my bingo card of people that I just thought would die. And Malcom Jamal Warner is one of those people. Sure, we all were flabbergasted when we got the news that he passed away doing a drowning. And I've been on a roll with doing all of the Cosby cast, and he was actually on my list to do a video for, because we've done on Felicia Rashad, we've done on Keisha Knight Pulliam, and he was on the list to go. It's just so unfortunate, and wow, what a tragic news. But he unfortunately passed away in the most tragic way at the young age of 54. 54 is so young, guys. Oh, you have no idea. And he looked so good. He didn't even look a day past 40. Like, he didn't even look 40. He looked really good, took very good care of himself.
Mourning fans and co-stars are mourning the shocking death of Malcom Jamal Warner, the actor best known as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show. Costa Rican officials say Warner drowned Sunday afternoon in the province of Limon. According to investigators, the 54-year-old was swept away by the sea's current before bystanders were able to pull him out of the water, but he had no vital signs.
I'll be in my room, Suzanne.
Warner was just 14 when he landed the role that would cement his place in television history, playing the lovably naive Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show. Over 8 seasons, Warner's coming-of-age antics became a favorite among fans.
How'd you like the real world?
Well, it's a lot tougher than I thought it was. But you know what? So am I.
Warner stopping by today, just before the show wrapped in 1992.
This show has given me a wonderful opportunity to be able to grow and to be able to kind of show what I can do.
And the way he died, according to news sites, it was on his daughter's birthday. And his daughter was in the water with him. He was trying to rescue her and unfortunately ended up passing. But we're going to get into just his caution with Hollywood, his career, all the things that he's accomplished, and just leave your condolences in the comments, some flower emojis, because he was very unproblematic for the most part in Hollywood and really stayed out of the way, stayed private, stayed very grounded, was not in trouble, and no one has anything really negative to say about him. Not saying he was a saint behind the scenes, because we don't know people. We really don't know. People can have a facade and be somebody completely different. But when no one can even utter a rumor about you, and even the people that, like exes that probably should have the most hateful things to say are still very just like, wow, that shows you a lot about the person. But before we get into this first, hey friend, welcome to my channel, Karinealourde, where we break down and deep dive the most iconic stars through history. If you're not yet subscribed, please be sure to do so. And if you're already subscribed, please turn on your notification bell so you never miss an upload. Now, without further ado, let's get into this video. Let's start first with his childhood. So Warner, a multi-talented figure in the entertainment industry, was born on August 18th, 1970 in Jersey City, New Jersey. His name pays homage to 2 influential figures, the civil rights activist Malcolm X and the renowned jazz pianist Ahmad Jamal. Warner's early life took a significant turn when his parents, Pamela and Robert, divorced when he was just 2 years old. Shortly after, at the age of 5, he and his mother relocated to Los Angeles in search of new opportunities. As a child, Warner embraced his creative side, often describing himself as the dreamer, the talker, and the kid learning that to be a leader, you have to also know how to listen, end quote. His journey into the world of acting began at the tender age of 9. Among the various activities his mother encouraged him to pursue, theater captured his heart, laying the foundation for his future career. Warner shot to fame as Theo Huxtable, the charming and relatable son on the hit television series The Cosby Show, which aired from 1984 to 1992. While he appreciated the success that came with the role, he admitted to TV Guide that it sometimes frustrated him to be so closely identified with Theo. Carrying Theo with me used to irritate me because I had many other talents and could play many other roles, end quote. However, he later recognized the enduring nature of such roles in Hollywood, saying, "But as I look at it now, they still call Ron Howard Opie, so I can't complain. If he's not bothered by it, I see no reason to be," end quote. In 1988, Warner even published a book titled Theo and Me, Growing Up Okay, reflecting on his experiences on the show. Despite facing some criticism for not addressing heavier social issues, The Cosby Show was intentionally crafted to focus on the everyday lives of a Black family, showcasing the Huxtables as a relatable and loving middle-class family. This groundbreaking representation earned the show 6 Emmy Awards and solidified its place in television history. It was a #1 show in America and a #1 show globally, all over the world for a very, very long time, and it was a Black family that was doing that. Very, very impactful. The much anticipated reunion special aired on May 19th, 2002, featuring nearly all original cast members except for Lisa Bonet. Warner's experience on The Cosby Show ignited a passion for directing, leading him to helm episodes of the series itself, as well as other popular shows like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Kenan and Kel, and Malcolm and Eddie. He even made history in 1994 as the first celebrity director for the beloved children's program Sesame Street. In the years following The Cosby Show, Warner continued to explore various sitcoms, including the short-lived Here and Now and Malcolm and Eddie, where he starred alongside comedian Eddie Griffin from 1996 to 2000. Despite enjoying his time on the show, Warner grew increasingly frustrated with the way African Americans were often stereotyped in the industry. He expressed his feelings to TV Guide, saying, "Even though the stereotypes might work, there are various other ways African Americans can be funny." As his career evolved, Warner gravitated towards more serious roles in films, appearing in projects such as The Father Clements Story, Drop Zone, The Tuskegee Airmen, Tyson and Restaurant, and also The O.J. Simpson Story. He also showcased his talents on stage, performing in various plays at prestigious venues like the Astor Place Theater, La Jolla Playhouse, and Victory Garden Theater.
You were at the forefront of the Black family that changed the way America looked at Black people.
It was amazing because no one expected it.
You never think it's going to hit #1. I mean, we soared straight to the top.
And it's a wonderful thing, making history.
What did I do now?
Malcolm was best known for playing Bill Cosby's son, Theo Huxtable, on all 8 seasons of The Cosby Show.
When people see this, they gonna know they dealing with man.
How does it feel, this sudden stardom?
It's great. The women of today haven't met the man of tomorrow.
E.T. first met a 15-year-old Malcolm in 1985. The show spent 5 consecutive seasons at #1.
There was so much criticism about the show in terms of, Black people don't really live like that. But then at the same time, I'm getting all of this fan mail from people who were like, "Thank you. My dad is a doctor. My mom is a lawyer. My family, we are the Huxtables." It was just such a movement where being Black was beautiful again.
We're the Huxtables and you're watching Entertainment Tonight.
During really formative years, we really all kind of had to be there, supporting each other. So we all have this, I think, a really strong bond.
Malcolm went on to star in several other TV shows and movies, most recently 911, Suits, and The Resident. E.T. was with him on set in 2022 as he was doing double duty.
Well, my first day of directing here, it was very natural and very organic. Mind you, I'm in probably 75% of the episode. So it requires wearing 2 hats. I've got a pretty good natural feel for the tone and movement of the show. It sounds cliche, but it's a joy to come to work.
In 2016, he portrayed O.J. Simpson's friend Al Cowlings for Ryan Murphy's The People vs. O.J. Simpson American Crime Story.
I definitely jumped at the chance to be a part of it. When I got the phone calls, yes, I want to be a part of that. Mm-hmm. I want to be a part of how Ryan Murphy is going to tell the story.
His latest venture, the podcast Not All Hood, with a mission to break down mental health barriers in the Black community. The latest episode posted just 3 days ago.
Each Thursday night, he charmed his way into America's hearts, playing Bill Cosby's only son, the lovable Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show.
That part of my shirt?
Malcom Jamal Warner, just 13 when the show began.
Look at these sleeves.
He would star as the well-meaning but mischievous son until he was 21.
I say chill, homeboy, my heart's with Dr. J. So let's get busy till it comes this way. Taco singing to the bridge.
The hit show watched by as many as 44 million people, changing the face of TV, focusing on a black family with successful parents raising 5 children.
So, an apartment in Manhattan will run you at least $400 a month.
I'll live in New Jersey.
Figure $100 a month for clothes and shoes.
Figure 200. I want to look good.
Teaching them important life lessons with equal parts humor and love.
Dyslexia, what's that?
It's a disorder in which people see letters backwards or in a different sequence, but Theo doesn't see letters backwards.
That's only one form of it, Mrs. Huxtable. Theo, when you're called upon in class, do you have difficulty finding the correct words to express yourself?
Yeah. I mean, I know what I want to say, but I have a hard time getting it straight in my mind.
Look, he's got it. Let's fix it.
Warner was nominated for an Emmy for the role.
Let me see you. Hit it. Hit a spin. Hit a spin. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Later, winning a Grammy. Born in New Jersey, he attended a performing arts school in New York City, auditioning for the life-changing role on the very last day of the nationwide search, Cosby handpicking him for the part, which was based on his own son. After the show ended, Warner never stopped working, starring for 4 years in the sitcoms Malcolm and Eddie.
Oh, this is kind of fly. Hey, I can wear this with my top down and a little Hey, no, I don't want that.
And Read Between the Lines.
I'm making my famous Alex Apple turnovers. But get this. I don't turn them over.
Showing versatility in dramas like Sons of Anarchy.
People on the street say the guys driving the car with E-Stub crew.
And most recently, The Resident.
You find me a study that shows that the robotic approach is better than the standard CT surgery, and I will consider.
Unlike many child actors, Warner seemed to manage the transition from child star to successful adult with ease, recently beginning a podcast about Black life in America.
We're saying not all hood, saying that the hood is bad, but the concept is like what the media shows us is one side of Black culture. That's it. My proudest achievement is being able to have a post-Cosby life and a post-Cosby career and still have my head on as straight as possible. And I've had such an awesome life.
Warner guarded his privacy, married and the father of a young daughter. He was 54 years old.
In 2002, Warner took on a new challenge by joining the cast of Jeremiah, a cable series based on a comic book by Belgian artist Herman Hoopen. The show presented a post-apocalyptic world ravaged by a plague that had wiped out the population of post-puberty humans, leaving a society where no one was older than their 20s. Warner's character, Curdy, was a stark departure from his previous roles, showcasing his versatility as an actor. Warner's voice can also be heard in various animated series, including The Magic School Bus, and he contributed to children's media with projects like The Legend of the Candy Cane. Additionally, he wrote the foreword for the 2001 coffee table book, Authentic Hair, and expressed his artistic side through performance poetry. As Warner's career progressed, his passion for music flourished. He became the bass player, both electric and upright, for a jazz funk band called Miles Long, alongside musician Lionel Cole. He co-owned and produced a record label named The Wonder Factory. This label not only produced the work of Miles Long, but also supported various alternative bands and artists. Warner described the label as a safe haven for artists who don't want to compromise their art for the sake of getting a record deal, highlighting his dedication to fostering creativity and authenticity in the music industry. This is one of the things that people liked about him, because how many videos have I done on this channel where people compromise their art for the sake of a record deal and they sell out or sell their souls? So he wanted to not just be a witness of that, but actually do something about it and create a record company where not only are you free to have artistic expression, but you don't have to sell yourself out for a record label. So I'll give him flowers for that. In his personal life, Warner was deeply committed to civic causes, particularly those aimed at improving the lives of children and youth. His passion for making a difference extended beyond the screen. He directed an impactful AIDS awareness video and hosted various programs addressing the pressing issue of violence in society. In an insightful interview with Hot Zen, he reflected on his journey, saying, "I've been a working actor for almost 20 years and a working director for about 11 of those those years. As an adult, I've realized that the acting, directing, writing, poetry, the music are all the same to me. Avenues with which I can express my creativity. This is the first time since I was 9 years old that I'm doing something solely out of desire." End quote. Warner's artistic endeavors extended into music as well. In 2003, he released his debut jazz funk EP titled The Miles Long Mixtape, which showcased his unique sound and creative vision. 4 years later, in 2007, he followed up with a second album, Love and Other Social Issues, further solidifying his presence in the music industry. His contributions to music were recognized when he received a Grammy Award for Best Traditional R&B Performance in 2015 for his part in a cover of Stevie Wonder's Jesus Children of America. The poignant track included a heartfelt poem he performed dedicated to the victims of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting and featured collaborations with talented artists like Robert Glasper, Experiment, and Layla Hathaway. From 2003 onwards, Warner became a staple at the National Black Theater Festival, not only performing but also hosting its poetry jam, where he shared his love for spoken word. His 2022 spoken word poetry album, Hiding in Plain View, earned him a Grammy nomination for Best Spoken Word Poetry Album at the 65th Annual Grammy Awards, marking a significant milestone as it was the first year this category was included. In June 2024, Warner, along with co-hosts Wasi Baraka and Candice Kelly, launched a Not All Hood podcast. This platform aimed to explore and discuss the diverse lives and experiences of Black Americans, showcasing their stories and perspectives. Warner's personal life also included several notable relationships. He dated actress Michelle Thomas, who played his on-screen girlfriend Justine Phillips on The Cosby Show, until her untimely passing in 1998. Y'all know how much I love Michelle, and I did a video for her already, which I'll pin in the end cards and I'll pin in the comments also, because he was actually at her deathbed when she was dying. Her story was just so tragic, but she didn't sell herself at all either. They dated for quite some time and was always seen together. He was at her bedside, in her final moments, even though they had already broken up, but he always had love and respect for her and really adored her, and she adored him. Her family even said that was the love of her life, that was like basically her only boyfriend at that time that she's ever had, and the love of her life. And they did have a really sweet relationship. Her last words to him was elephant juice, because when you mouth it sounds like I love you. So she was saying elephant juice to him, saying I love you as her last words. That is so cute, tragic, and sad at the same time. And I know he was married and has a daughter, so no disrespect to the wife or anything. I always find that weird too. Comment below your thoughts. Like, I would hate to be a celebrity that publicly dated, and I would hate to be the wife of a celebrity that had public girlfriends, and then, my husband die, and instead of people just wishing me well wishes and condolences and stuff, they're making like fan fiction art of, oh, now Kareem's husband can reunite with the true love of his life that passed away too. I don't know. It's not funny, but it's like, oh man, I would be devastated. So it is kind of weird to see people do things like that, especially if he was very happy in his marriage. Like, his conversations and interviews and with people was about how happy he is in his marriage, how happy he is with his daughter, and, just love his life. And he was very happy. So I don't think it's fair to the wife. Let's relax with that. We can respect the relationship that they did have and still, give our flowers to Michelle as well, without making it seem like he didn't love nobody else aside. They did break up, So keep that in mind. Comment below your thoughts. How would you guys feel about that? I always find that weird. I always find that, I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. I'm thinking too far in it, but I don't know. But later, he was in a relationship with actress Karen Melina White for 7.5 years, followed by a romance with actress Regina King from 2011 to 2013. Before we get into Regina King, Karen Melina White did a tribute for him as well, like with a throwback picture. I found nothing wrong with it. All she was saying was just, wow, her condolences, and even to his mother and his wife, his daughter. And people still found that weird, like she shouldn't have gave a tribute, which is very, very weird in itself, because they did have a very long-term relationship. They were dating for 7 years and were good friends and worked together and saw each other a lot. She was even on the Cosby Show as well, A Different World. Like, times when he was directing or behind the scenes, they were around each other a lot. So they had a very long-term relationship, and I didn't think she meant any disrespect by that. But of course, the public, gotta make everything weird. Comment below your thoughts on that too. But what took me for a loop, I don't know if I was hiding under a rock, but I didn't know that him and Regina King were a thing for like 2 years. They dated in 2011 to 2013. I didn't know that. That's new to me. Warner once called his romance with King very special. We like to protect what we have because it's a very special and very precious union, he told BET in October 2011. Speaking with Us Weekly in 2015, Regina hinted that Warner broke up with her on Valentine's Day, but sent her flowers to say he still loved her. And then she took those flowers, threw them right in the trash, and then he got upset with her because she threw them in the trash. They were reportedly living together as well, and he just was like, hey, I can't do this anymore. I'm just not feeling it anymore. And so she was very upset by that. It took her for a loop, but they eventually ended up mending things and was able to look past all the hurt that happened, because even with his passing on July 21st, King reacted to Warner's death. She posted to her Instagram story with a photo of Warner riding on a motorcycle, saying, some people leave a lasting imprint, not just for who they were, but for the energy that they carry. Sending prayers filled with love and understanding to your family and loved ones. Rest Izzy Malcom Jamal Warner, end quote. And in 2017, Warner married, and he and his wife welcomed a daughter around 2016 or 2017. And as of this video, while I'm doing it, their identities are still private. Like, he doesn't put their name, he never put their name online, and avoided the public and rarely posted them, just because he had such a public life and he wanted that to be intimate and more private. Tragically, Warner's life came to an abrupt end on July 20th, 2025 at the age of 54. According to the Costa Rican Red Cross, emergency responders were dispatched around 2:10 after reports surfaced of a water-related incident involving 2 adult men. Eyewitnesses, including surfers, observed Warner and his daughter struggling in the water and bravely entered the ocean to help. One surfer managed to use a board to bring Warner's daughter safely to shore, while a volunteer lifeguard assisted Warner and another man. Despite the efforts of bystanders who pulled him from the water and administered CPR for approximately 45 minutes, Warner was tragically pronounced dead at the scene. The second man was taken to a nearby clinic in critical condition, and the Red Cross confirmed that both victims have been removed from the water before paramedics arrived and local authorities took over the investigation. On July 21st, 2025, the Judicial Investigation Agency revealed that Warner had succumbed to a strong current following an autopsy completed on July 22nd. The official cause of death was determined to be accidental asphyxia by submersion, commonly known as drowning. In the wake of Warner's passing, heartfelt tributes poured in from colleagues and public figures. Bill Cosby remarked that the news reminded him of the tragic loss of his own son, and his Cosby, highlighting the profound impact Warner had on those who knew him and admired his work. Cosby remembered his young co-star in an interview with CBS News Monday, stating he was never afraid to go to his room and study. He knew his lines and that he was quite comfortable even with the growing pains of being a teenager. End quote.
Malcom was reportedly on vacation with his wife and 8-year-old daughter in Costa Rica and accidentally drowned when a rip current dragged him deeper into the ocean. The police report says onlookers at the beach tried to help, but Red Cross workers declared him lifeless and his body was sent to the morgue. His last public appearance, June 11th at SiriusXM Studios in New York. Now, Hollywood is paying tribute to the Emmy-nominated actor, his resident co-star Morris Chestnut, calling him one of the nicest guys in the business. A speechless Jamie Foxx writing, "Rest in power, my brother," and Niecy Nash revealing she just spoke to Malcom. Quote, "We talked about how happy we both were in our marriages."
Whose artwork is behind you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My dad, my daughter's artwork. And then,
Well, I'm like,
her artwork is all over the house. We're all in a really good place. And we also, we such a constant state of gratitude. There's still so much to be grateful for.
And yet Malcom Jamal Warner was still able to give life to the character you had in mind?
Very much so. Very, very much so. Malcom, you could depend on Malcom always going to the shelter to learn his lines, to gather his character, to come out and be ready. News came. It was shocking. And of course, my thoughts went straight to his mother, who worked so hard.
In regards to Cosby, Warner never had anything negative to say about him, even after the scandal. The role of Theo was modeled after Cosby's own son, who tragically passed from a robbery. So Theo and Cosby always remained close, Malcolm and Cosby.
Now you deal with another sad situation. Bill Cosby. How many years were you on that show?
8 years.
How old were you?
13. We started, I was 13.
You said he was a mentor to you. I knew Bill very well, interviewed him many times, spent a lot of time with him. Has this been difficult for you?
Yeah. Because when you watch someone who you know and love, go through what he's going through, it's difficult not to, not to feel something, have some kind of emotional response to, what this person is going through.
Have you spoken to him?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that been like? I mean, have you lost faith in him? Have you lost feelings for him? And
no.
What are your feelings?
No, not at all. Honestly, my biggest feeling is I feel sad for, just the way this whole, just the way the whole story has come about. And you've done so much wonderful, so many wonderful things for so much of your career. And, after having had such a long path and long journey, you have something like this that you've got to contend with.
You forgive if it's true?
We'll never know. I don't think any of us will never know what the truth is, and you're talking about so many different, there's so many different aspects to, there are all these stories from all these different women. Then there's this one particular case that we're talking about. So there's so many moving parts to it.
Is he blind?
Yeah, he's definitely blind, but his spirits are great.
What was he like to work with?
It was pretty incredible.
Because?
He's great with people. He has a wonderful sense of being able to set a tone on the set. So people will come to work on our show and be so surprised about the genuine, sincere liking and respect that we all had for each other amongst the cast and crew. There was always just a really great vibe, and that comes down from the top. And people would always talk about how rare that kind of energy is when you walk on, especially a hit show. You've got all these egos involved. And one thing that I learned from Mr. Cosby is he never came to work. If anyone's career warranted coming to work with a big ego, it would be his. And because he never came to work carrying that ego, one of the things that I learned early on, well, if he's not doing it, then there's no reason for me to come to work acting that way. So he gave me, amongst the millions of things I learned from him, he gave me a real sense of how to handle celebrityhood and living in the public eye.
In one of his last interviews, Warner was asked about his legacy, to which he responded, "I will be able to leave this earth knowing and people knowing that I was a good person," end quote. Malcolm was known to be very open when it came to his spiritual beliefs and tolerance of the beliefs of others. He was often seen wearing the ankh and other symbolisms tied with African spiritualism. Malcom Jamal Warner was a professed Christian and an ordained minister. He became an ordained minister with the Universal Life Church in 2016 in order to officiate a friend's wedding. Warner shared his thoughts on social media, emphasizing compassion, grace, and the teachings of Christ with Christianity. He also discussed the importance of faith and spirituality in the Black community, noting the Black church's historical role in fostering resilience. Warner reportedly believed that good works without Christ was meaningless and that God is love, not a dictator. He was also open to exploring different perspectives on faith, including the idea that knowing God doesn't necessarily require following Jesus, though the Christian faith and Bible disagrees with his view, because you can't know the Father without the Son, and there is only one way to the Father, and that is through the Son. Many believe that his many paths to God philosophy was rooted in the New Age beliefs. But why this topic is even relevant, because when someone dies, they don't even have to be a celebrity, Many people wonder where their souls are going, were they a good person, blah, blah, blah. Did they know God, or did they know Jesus if you're Christian, In researching for this video, I saw a lot of articles and videos on his faith. It was like probably positively aimed to reassure his fans that he knew God and to comfort them. But honestly, none of us can truly know if someone knew God or not, or where they will end up. You know, I even say that as someone who suffered loss in this season as well. You don't know where people are going, and let's not do this to ourselves. Let's not do this to celebrities either. You know, just say your condolences, and you personally that is still living, get your life together so that you can be right with God, you know, and just be right with God. But let's not do that. I see it happen a lot every time I cover a celebrity that dies. Everyone's kind of speculating where they are going and what's going on. You know, I get it, but let's not. Or trying to find a reason for their death or justification or something. They must have been in something, or it's a conspiracy. Sometimes life literally just happens. I've even seen quote unquote prophets that have said that he would die. But again, you know, test everything by the word, because those same prophets were wrong on other things. We're just going to leave that be. I love you guys so much. Leave some flower emojis in the comments for him. And comment below who else would you guys like to see a video on. If you haven't seen my Michelle Thomas video yet, go check that out. Such a sweet soul that died just way too young too. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.